Happy Halloween from the Jim Joe Steve Show.
Hey, yeah, yo. Here's a story about 20 years ago. 3 bros who grew up in Baltimore to the beach show. Every summer they had to go before they got married with kids. Now they all grown. Long trips to New York and Toronto. Playing beer pong with Captain Morgan's. Free throws. And if you don't know, now you know. Coming in hot, Jim Joe Steve Show.
Hello, and welcome back to another Jim Joe Steve Show. My name's Spooky.
I'm a vampire, Steve.
I'm Jim.
You're also a vampire.
It's the only one I can
Two
do.
vampires.
Welcome to a Halloween episode of Jim Joe Steve.
We're eating candy and
Trick or treating.
Intern, can we play like spooky music through this one? Is that possible?
have you guys seen the do you guys know the rap duo Run the Jewels?
No.
They're pretty good. Killer Mike, who used to do stuff with Outkast a long time ago,
Okay.
and then this other guy LP, they make awesome music, but they've done a couple of these Halloween songs on Steve Colbert's late night show, and they're pretty funny. So check out Run the Jewels and Stephen Colbert. You'll be
All right.
Good teaser.
You'll be treated.
Little homework.
Yeah. Have you guys
Seen Hocus Pocus 2
No,
yet?
what are
No,
your-
but I'm dying to.
do you know they had the premiere Caitlin sent me a picture of the premiere of Hocus Pocus 2
Oh, I'm
Because it was
legit
like-
excited to watch it.
because it was
I
like
love
right
that
down
movie.
the street from our school.
I loved it when I was a kid. The first
Really?
one. Oh yeah.
Did
Maybe
you
I've
think
seen
Sarah
it.
Jessica Parker was so hot in it?
Mm-hmm.
She's never done it for me.
Who'd you like more, her or Bette Midler then?
I mean, did I have to go with Bet?
That is
She seems experienced.
um
Wasn't there 3 of them?
There
it
was
was 3.
The
I don't
other-
remember it. I don't
Can I take the
remember
other one? And I don't even know what the other one looks like.
Yeah. I don't-
redhead, curly hair,
Sure.
I think she had brown hair.
red hair.
Oh, I thought Bette Midler had red hair.
She did.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yep, you are correct.
Yeah, I don't. Joe loves that movie, but couldn't name the 3 people in it.
The other woman was in Sister Act, I think.
Oh,
remember
really?
that movie?
Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah, it's Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, I didn't know that. What is is there a Halloween tradition that you guys love to do every year?
Joey and I officially started one last year when we watched
The Great Pumpkin.
No, the Monster Squad.
Monster Squad. Oh,
Yeah, don't you remember that?
Joey and I will watch
Yes.
that every year. I guarantee.
Is she a
it.
version?
Is she a version?
Your last chance for pie.
I don't think I have. Yeah, I mean the Great Pumpkin gets watched.
maybe
every year.
growing up. Did you guys have one?
No, but I have a mildly funny Halloween story. So when we were a kid, like I read something in the past couple of years that said when we were kids, you were poor if your parents made your Halloween costumes, and these days, if your parents make your Halloween costumes, it means you're rich.
Right, yeah.
But my mom made my brothers and my Halloween costume one year, and she made us Spider-Man costumes, and she went to the sewing store and got the patterns and got all the fabric, and sewed us Spider-Man costumes. And she realized the day of Halloween that she inverted the blue and red, so we had like reverse Spider-Man costumes because blue was where red was supposed to be. Red was
Oh, it
supposed
was more blue than red.
and my brother and I never noticed. We never noticed, and she told us like years later.
Really?
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
That's a good one because that could have. If you were true Spider-Man fans,
Oh yeah, we weren't
Right,
comic
right.
book kids.
Nowadays, like, people would call you out on that to be like, look at you, idiot. You stupid idiot. Put it.
And that's why the world is a terrible place.
Yeah. What was is that your favorite Halloween costume you ever had?
Probably. I mean, it's my mom made it for me. It was
My favorite one is one that my dad made us our Halloween costumes. He was pretty good at it. So my number one, I was the Rocketeer.
Oh, that's I showed Joey that movie like a year or two ago. He
Do you
didn't love it as
remember
much as I did.
no.
It was like a Disney movie where the guy like basically got a jetpack and would wear it, and he would fly around. My dad took 3 like chlorine canisters, and put them all together, and then hooked up motors into it, and it had that like film paper, like the yellow and red film.
Oh, no
So when
kidding.
I like hit the button, because would have a button in it, and when I would hit the button, the fans would come on and a light would
Dude,
come
that's
on, and it would
awesome.
shoot, and it would
That's
like
a hell of
make
a
the paper,
costume.
it would make the paper. It was so fucking cool. My dad, the proudest one he ever made was, he said that, which I thought that one was the coolest one ever, but he made my brother and I Ninja Turtle costumes, and he like
With a big shell on the back.
took a big like made the shell out of foam and like did all this stuff. This is prior to me realizing I had an issue with foam rubber. But yeah, he said, because that one took him a long time to do.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but that was my favorite. The Rocketeer was my favorite one.
My favorite one that I made was I went as a large wrapped gift, and it had a label on it. It said 2 women from God.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I just feel like that's like a sleazy.
It was awesome.
She wears suit with the package over your junk.
Dick in a box.
Yeah, dick in a box.
I would love to go as Dick in the Box. I think that would be a funny costume.
I think.
I don't
I'm
think
sure
you
it's-
could do that now.
Oh, you totally could.
I
That's
think
a
you have
classic.
you have a little bit of leeway on Halloween, and that's probably the only day
Mhm.
you get any leeway to do those costumes.
Hofty and I went as Hall & Oates one time.
I think we talked about that.
Did we?
Yeah.
It was good.
Probably last year.
At this time, we are coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
Speaking of, we are. Well, shit, we're 3 episodes away from our 1-year anniversary.
From this episode.
Yeah.
Nice.
What are we gonna do? Anything special?
Fireworks.
I think we should do something special. We'll have to think of something soon for that.
Yeah, I feel like, especially since I didn't think we would truly last a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It was touch and go there for a while.
It was very touch and go.
We can have a gathering of the Juggalos.
Yeah, I mean, none of us have missed an episode as much as I tried.
Yeah, that's true.
Steve and I bent over backwards for you, Joe. But yeah, maybe we can do like a house party or invite some people, and they can just everybody be drinking in the background and having fun. And what they want to, we have a 4th microphone, and they could just somebody just
That'd be
randomly
fun.
can sit down
That
and
would be
just have
fun.
a little
Be an
story.
little extra long episode.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, let's maybe make that happen.
I think that's a good
happen.
idea. If you would like to come to the party, call us at 856-THE-JJSS or message us on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Joe Steve Show.
I love it.
I wanted to work that in the middle.
No,
Yeah, so we don't have to do it at the end.
that's good because I really want people to just share. Just send the damn just send a text to your friend or multiple friends. Just hit the send button, and they can click on it.
Yes.
And we need more friends. We would invite more friends.
We want a lot of friends.
So I went rafting and
Oh, did you go to the rafting trip?
mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, it was awesome. It was cold and rainy, but on the on the way
I'm
home,
glad I didn't go.
I
Was
played.
it, oh yeah, was it? Oh yeah.
I played the podcast, Our Favorite Show, for my buddy that rode with me. He had never listened before, and he was like, that was really good. Like, it just sounded like you were sitting around with I was sitting around with my buddies, just like having a beer and talking. I was like, that's what we're going for.
that's exactly what we're doing.
When you were driving,
Were you
and-
looking at him
Yes,
and see if he
that's
was
what I was
laughing?
about to
No, I made
you
it
purposely
a point.
let him
to not.
enjoy it in his own box.
But I will tell you, like, it still makes me laugh. Like, that episode makes me laugh.
Okay, so I'm curious about this. Obviously, you know when like that episode's funny.
Yeah.
So if you are new to listening to the Jim Joe Steve Show, go back to the episode in which we renamed our favorite show.
Yeah, I
Which-
think it's around number like 32,
Okay.
something like that.
So scroll to that one. If this is your first show, after you're done, scroll to that one. And if you like this show decent enough, you're gonna love that show, and then start from the beginning and catch up.
Right.
So anyway, so what I'm telling you or asking you is, did he laugh out loud?
Uh huh. Yeah.
Okay. That's the best payoff.
Yeah.
laughter.
When he
is
started
just-
laughing, we were like, oh, yeah.
Because that show, I don't know if you can listen to it and not laugh out loud. Even my wife laughed out loud. And I'm telling you, that's not easy to do.
You know who could watch that and not laugh? Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a man of action.
Tonight I'm a man of action.
Have you watched that show?
I haven't.
Now we're about to get to. We're about to cross into Halloween true crime. Spooky Jeffrey Dahmer.
Have you seen it, Steve?
No, I started to watch it the other night and I fell asleep. And I woke up.
It's a nightmare.
I woke up and he was.
You were being ghost raped?
No, he was just like looking down at some guy that had like a mustache or something, and he was holding his arm up. I'm guessing he was about to cut it off or something. And I was like, I'll watch this tomorrow.
Oh man, I gotta get this spoiler off the screen.
But I just like felt. But I don't know what episode that was in.
Oh, because it just kept playing?
Because it probably kept playing, and I was just like...
It has... The way that it was filmed, it was done very purposeful to be extremely awkward and just the most eerie as shit stuff you could watch.
Is it a movie or a show?
It's a 10-episode
Have you watched the whole thing?
Yeah, I just finished it tonight.
Did you just start it this morning?
There were times where we had enough time to watch 2 episodes, and after one, I was like, I can't do it anymore. Like I can only do one
Was it
Dahmer
scary?
episode. It was just. It's like when you're watching something unfold that makes you so awkward and feel just a certain kind of way. It makes you feel bad. It makes you feel like shit.
Like when Kevin in the office dropped the thing of beans.
The chili.
The chili.
The thing of beans.
Just had a big bucket of beans.
Gotta cook the beans. In it, do they start from the beginning?
No, it jumps around. So it'll start from like a random killing that he did, and then it jumps that he gets arrested. So like it's very awkward. Like I think he did 1 or 2 killings, and then he gets arrested.
He got arrested for like child molest or like
Well, in the show, he gets
pedophile.
arrested for the crime.
Oh, okay.
And then you think, okay, like the awkwardness is over because he's arrested, and I thought it was going to like kind of follow like maybe the trial, and it didn't, and then it jumps back to like his childhood, and then it jumps forward, and then it jumps all around, so you're never off the hook.
Is he still alive?
No, he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, I
Is
think
he?
he got a broomstick shoved up his butt.
Oh, okay. Good. Fuck that guy.
So
Does
What-
it show him dying, or does it just do the letters? Like it's like him about to eat somebody, and it pauses. It says Jeffrey Dahmer didn't eat this person, and he went to jail. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Jerry's looking at me with like a blank face.
no, I don't.
Oh, you know how like at the
No, I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's if you're into fucked up shit, or just your brain almost can't understand what's happening. It's so awkward, and then it has that aspect of I don't know. It's you just got if you can sit through 10 episodes. Like I told my wife, I said I'm glad I watched it because in a cinematic way, I probably won't watch another show like that. But I'll never watch it again.
So, in it, I watched a like YouTube documentary. It was like 25 minutes or whatever on Jeffrey Dahmer recently, and in it they said that like after he killed somebody, he would jack off. Did they show that, or not show it, but insinuate it, or
It did.
was
It did. Yeah. It insinuated that he got sexual pleasure from cutting up the bodies and
I
eating
feel
the
like
bodies.
you got to go if you're gonna make a show like that. You just got to go all.
And
in
they
with
did.
it.
And
Yeah.
they did. They went all in.
Did they like? Does it get into like who his Mount Rushmore of wiener is?
Going back
I
episode.
hate them all.
He ate. Yeah.
Oh, he ate the people too?
Do you know anything about Jeffrey Dahmer?
Not really.
He killed a lot of people.
I knew that.
And
I
he
knew
would,
was a serial
when they
killer.
were dead, he would pose them
Ugh.
into various, and he would have sex with them. He tried to dig up, he saw on TV of like this completely separate like boy that died, and he thought the boy was attractive, so he found out where the grave was and tried to dig up
Get out
the
of
boy,
here. Ugh.
but he couldn't because the ground was too hard. He said, like
So was he.
he
Oh, Jesus.
it was just I can't even, and the reason he killed him in his mind was because he was afraid that they would leave him. So if he killed
a big
them,
case of FOMO.
yeah, if he killed them, then they would always be there
Yikes.
with him.
So-
It's so fucked up, man.
So I read that, or I watched that he, growing up, like would kill animals or was obsessed with animal bones, and like it's like the natural progression of that.
Sort of. His father. Now this is you know how they kind of stretch truths for these type things, and
Yeah.
So his father, because he was such a weird kid, for some reason, his father and him used to go and take roadkill off the
Yeah,
streets.
so that's what I heard too.
And then his father, in a way to connect with him, because as he was like, I guess, he cut one open one day, like his father, and like Jeffrey was just amazed, and like, that was because he was such a weird kid. His father couldn't bond with him, and like for some reason, like he was able to bond with him for that. So that was their thing, to go, like find roadkill, come back, and he would teach him in a scientific way, like this is the heart, this is the lungs. And then he got his fascination from that.
If your kid just all of a sudden started to have a like fascination in animal bones and all that, what do you do?
I steered him away.
I start teaching them the different parts of the body and what to do. Like do you instantly go get them help, or
Not instantly, because
like
boys are
it's
curious.
like a telltale sign that you have
I don't know if the curiosity is a tall, because boys are curious on how things work, like as more so than girls. So I think initially you kind of like, okay, but then I think pretty quickly you could tell if he's sneaking off into the woods, and cutting things open on his own.
All right.
Then it's too late.
So your kid becomes Jeffrey Dahmer. Do you disown your kid?
I mean,
It's such a tough question.
I don't think you can ever disown your kid, because
Yeah, you can't.
you will always feel guilty because that kid is half you.
all right, what'd you do to...
And that was also a struggle within the episodes, because the father and mother they were divorced, and they kind of blamed each other because she had a pill problem, and even while she was pregnant with him, so he blamed her for some fucked up shit because of her drug use, and she also left, so he blamed her for that. But then she blames the father for doing the dead animal on the side of the road shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So they
So
both kind
crazy.
of blamed each other, but then you think that the kid's half you, so
Yeah, I feel like
they're
kinda
always your
just-
kid.
Yeah.
I mean, you can accept them for a monster, but they're still your kid.
I read that his parents let Jeffrey Dahmer name his little brother. He could pick any name, and I was like, oh, he's gonna pick like something, but his name was David, but. But David Dahmer kind of sucks.
David Dahmer's like Trengus.
Yeah, David Dahmer kind of sucks as a name. Jeffrey's a way better name. Jeffrey Dahmer's way better than David Dahmer.
I saw something today that was like by the year 2070, there's like apparently in England, and maybe it's here too, but nobody's naming their kids Gary anymore. And by the year like 2070, there's going to be no more Garys in the UK. I just
Stat
thought that was
that.
really funny. Yeah.
That's such a weird stat.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's it's cyclical, right?
Names, yeah.
You know, because nobody's names their kid Maud anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Except Judd Apatow. I think one of his kids' name is Maud.
Well, I feel like those old names are come back. Like, people just start naming their kids old things again.
But that's after maybe your great grandparents. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not naming your grandparents unless your name comes down the line from that. But once they're out of sight, out of mind for a generation or two, then I feel like they might come back.
But I don't feel like Gary is the name that would come back.
Gary's not one of them.
Unless you're a junior, like Gary Jr., Gary the Third.
And I mean, nobody's going to name their kid Karen for the next 30 or 40 years.
That's very true. And what about
that is 100% true.
Does Chad get a
yeah. Yeah, there's still Chads. Chad's being born every day.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Chad's is
because it's not that's not the worst of all the
meme names.
Yeah.
We only have one. We only have one listener I know. His name's Chad. First name Earth Tone. But yeah, Gary.
I have an uncle named Gary.
Does he have a son named Gary?
He has a son named Jack.
See, it's done.
It ends at Jack.
Ends at Jack.
Yep, it's all done.
So, what would be the scariest name to name? What is naming your kid Gary more scary?
Scary Gary.
Scary Gary. Hey guys, watch out! Here comes Scary Gary.
Scary.
It's like a Flintstones afternoon special.
So, what is the most? And a good transition back to Halloween. What is the scariest Halloween film? Like one that just fucks with you, that you're just like, ain't watching it.
The Ring scared me when I was
so a more recent one, huh?
Yeah, The Ring freaked me out.
Huh. Is it because of all that video they watched?
Uh-huh.
And it was just real creepy?
That girl crawling out of the TV? No thanks.
I think... Do you watch scary movies every one?
I don't watch horror almost at all because the wife will not watch it.
There is one person I watch scary movies with.
He's right over here.
My boy right over here.
We've seen so many scary movies together.
So many scares.
Yeah.
Remember the Cabin in the Woods?
Yes, I hated that movie.
It ended so stupid. It's like this. It's like a pretty traditional horror movie, like people getting killed, and then it all of a sudden at the end they're in this cabin, and then
spoiler alerts for Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, there's this basement elevator system, like a fucking soda machine, and all the different monsters are on the conveyor belts, and they just get sent up to the cabin, and the whatever specific monster goes and scares everybody.
And there's a big demon or big hand that comes out. There's ancient gods that they have to kill people to satisfy the.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. And it's like a cult classic. People love that movie.
It's got Chris Hemsworth in it.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, and I never remember that.
But was the whole movie sci-fi-ish?
No,
and
not until the very end.
I feel like that's so lazy in the writing aspect of it.
I mean, I don't know if that was
a popular movie.
I don't know if that was Stephen King, but that's Stephen King is awesome at writing 90% of a book. And then at the end of it, he explains something away with some sci-fi thing that doesn't make any sense,
and that pulls you right out. It pulls you right out of the
movie. He writes such a good story, such a good, captivating, intense, thrilling story, and then the car is alive.
I remember that in his books they say that a turtle holds the world and floats around on space, and it's so weird.
I don't even know where you're going with that.
I don't know. It's just a thing, and that
and that's not to say
it's just weird. Something weird.
I was speaking pretty generally about Stephen King. I mean, he's written some awesome books all the way through, but a lot of them do.
Well, if you write 100 books, there's going to be a few duds,
right? Yeah. I think going back to the movie thing, the scariest movie I have ever, and it's still scary to me, and it's kind of nubs because everybody says it's up there on their list, is The Exorcist. That movie,
I've never seen it.
Yeah, that one is, yeah.
It is as many times. I mean, I've actually watched it multiple times. Like I've probably seen it 5 or 6 times, and it's scary every time I watch. Every time I watch it.
Now, do you guys like? So you said The Ring, which is pretty modern movie, and some of the older ones, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like the original one, how it has the grainy film.
Yeah.
Do you find that scarier?
Like
adds a level.
Yeah, or like the high def. You know what I mean? Like the newer ones.
Do you remember the
what?
Children of the Corn, like in black and white? I remember watching that as a kid, and that scared me pretty good.
I think having the crappier, like
the
grainy thing makes it better. In my
I mean,
opinion.
you can digitally put that grain on now.
Yeah, I
so
know.
you know, like very crisp, like modern movie. I think I like a little bit of the grain.
Yeah, I guess that would be because all the scary movies have that kind of, like The Exorcist kind of has that grainy, and it's just because it was shot on film,
right,
and it was in the 70s. So I guess I think I would have to say that because it looks, and I think now when they do movies, like it's so much computer generated stuff that it kind of like takes me out of it a little bit.
Right, give me like a hardcore, no sci-fi. Just straight up, like a good story, some jump scares, some things you don't see coming, and like a twist, and we're good.
Yeah, you and I liked the Paranormal Activity.
Oh yeah,
movies.
they're great.
And I know people like hate it, and like they started to get really weird and convoluted with linking them all together and all that stuff. But just watching one movie. And just the intensity builds up each night, like the ghost is gonna come, and
the scariest part of and I'm sure it was I'm guessing number one because I think I've only seen one, is they're recapping the footage of the night, right? Because it's like a webcam or whatever they set up.
Yeah.
And you just see the
black leather couch with the desk.
Keep referencing last week's episode.
You just see the girl standing there for hours above her, like on the side of the bed.
Yeah.
That was probably the scariest part of that.
Yeah.
You know what else is a really scary movie, and it's so fucking good, is Heredity. Have you watched that?
I did with what's her name? Yes, I did.
Yes, it has her in it.
Hereditary.
Yes. Have you watched it?
No.
It's about like the mother and the daughter, right?
The son.
Does the mom like draw
It has
stuff,
a
or
mom.
does she build like doll houses or something?
It has something to do with it. I think the grandmother, like in it, there is like one of the scenes where it's kind of similar to what you were talking about in Paranormal Activity, where the kid is the one of the kids is asleep, and you're just sitting there watching it, and then you start to notice that the entire time, because it's just one like scene, it's just a long
a
scene,
continuous shot,
but the entire time the mom has been standing in the corner, and you didn't know it until later on when she starts moving more, and then she like crawls up the wall or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so butt scary. Spoiler alert for Heredity.
we're just spoiling shit
Hereditary.
left and right.
It's ruining scary
Batman
movies.
fakes his death.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do.
Do you guys like the Saw movies?
They fucked me up. So if we're going to like modern scary movie style, the Saw, I watched the first one,
Because it's just straight gore.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
gross for gross sake.
but the first one anyway is the only one I could speak to, and I'm sure the rest of them are the same. But like
Didn't the new one have Chris Rock in it?
I
It
hope-
did.
I hope
It
not.
It did.
To
Well,
put yourself in a situation where you die now or die later, like
yeah.
like that is horror, really.
Right.
Like self-inflicted or I guess you die anyway.
I read. It was funny that you say that because I just recently saw a thing where they talk about in the second Saw movie. There's a scene where like the girl falls into like this pit of all these needles because she was like
I
a
remember
drug
that.
addict, and they said that they had to basically what they did was they replaced all of them with some kind of like flimsy needle or whatever, and so that they could.
So she wouldn't get poked,
she wouldn't get hurt, and it took 10 people working 8 hours a day 1 month to replace all the needles that they had to do. Ended up being like hundreds of thousands of needles because they couldn't get enough to make it look good. And
I feel like there would be a better, like you could order some from China. I feel like
I don't know.
Like
And they
some
just
Send
big-
me your flimsy needles.
I don't know. I mean, they can make anything, like plastic, rubber. I mean, I don't know.
but it was just
Fisher Price, my first needle.
It was just crazy that it was
My
like
first
that many
doctor
people.
set.
Yeah, but I are you guys like into horror movies and
No.
scary movies? Like
No.
what?
They fuck me up too much.
All my friends like
I like them.
Really?
Yeah.
My wife loves them. She watches that shit all the time.
Yeah.
During the day too, when it's the brightest ass shit in the house, and she'll watch a horror movie during the day and it's dark and you can't see shit.
You can't have Halloween without talking about dumbass candy.
A little bit of candy.
A little bit of candy.
What's your Mount Rushmore of candy, Steve?
My mouth.
Nothing that's full size.
No, only jumbo size.
No, I've never eaten a full size candy bar.
Oh,
what
that's
it is.
right.
Yeah. At Halloween, growing up, the number one seed is Starburst, but the pink one. I can get a damn pink Starburst. It's my favorite.
That's,
then I
that's
guess
like number 2 seed. for
Reese's
me, maybe
peanut
3.
butter. Reese's peanut butter cup.
Joe, how about you?
I'd go
Your
like
top 3.
I'd go probably Snickers or Skittles.
Okay.
I do love tearing open a pack of Skittles and just dumping the whole thing in my mouth.
The little pocket size that's
Yeah.
supposed to be at least 3 bites.
Yeah, it's one bite.
Yeah.
One bite of
Your
delicious.
jaw sore
You
after.
eat more than one Skittle at a time?
Yeah, I eat
you
the
do
whole
that?
bag at a time.
I mean,
Feel like
I
you're
can do either one.
I feel like you're an alien. Something's wrong with you.
Really?
You might be killing people. I mean, maybe I'm
You
in
don't
the
mix all those
minority.
flavors.
Oh
Yeah, I know.
mix
There's
them.
so many different flavors.
Oh, and they're so good all together. It's like fruit salad.
I'm a chocolate guy, so number 1 seed, Almond Joys. Number 2, Reese's, then a Snickers. And then I would go Skittles.
All right, I got my other two. No,
All right, what are we? So first one is pink.
Pink
Starburst.
Starburst. Then, fuck, I forgot it.
Jesus.
Number 2 was
Tootsie Roll.
You don't know what you like?
No,
Smarties.
Runts.
Oh, Runts are pretty good.
The banana.
The
Runt.
banana.
The banana.
You know you can
Runt.
get just the banana.
Really?
But
Yeah.
you can, but I think that ruins it.
And Reese's Pieces.
Reese's
Oh,
Pieces
that's
are
very
good.
yeah.
You know what else you can buy? And I'm debating getting this for Libby for Christmas. A bag of just the marshmallows from Lucky Charms.
I've done that before.
You
also,
can buy that at like any grocery store.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that
I
it
think I wanna
ruins
get
it.
like
They don't.
Amazon.
It's almost like trail mix. The M&Ms are a little special treat. But if you just got all
You're not
M&Ms,
gonna get your little special treat.
Special treat.
You get your little special treat.
Yeah, no, I agree. The fact that you eat the little oat things, and then the marshmallows mixed in, makes Lucky Charms way better.
okay, what about the Chex Mix? Do you eat the little dried bread?
Chex Max.
Oh,
It's like the
pump,
Hispanic version of Chex Max.
the pumpernickel.
Yeah, do you eat
Oh,
Yeah,
you know you can buy just those too.
that? I'm gonna go to Joe's house. He's gonna have just marshmallows.
Oh, I'll
just the bread.
and he loves to mix it
Yeah.
all together, which basically makes the cereal or the trail mix again.
No, he's talking about the little like brown chip parts.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
pumpernickel.
I would mix those joints with some marshmallows.
he is a serial killer.
Yeah, were you joking with that?
Yeah, I would.
Oh,
I would do
okay.
that.
My out of Chex Mix, the best is the little regular Chex.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
That's
you're a serial
favorite. That's
killer.
my favorite part.
Is this mustache you're growing intentional? Because that's very serial killery.
Do I have a mustache for
You
real?
do.
Oh,
Doesn't it look like he's got a little bit of mustache?
Yeah, maybe like he's trying to give a little Miles Teller.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's the rooster stash.
Yeah, no, I guess I messed up when I was trimming my.
Forgot to shave your lip.
Can you
that
not?
last week? Yeah, when I did it.
Can you like just not shave your upper lip for a month?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh yes.
Yeah, sure.
Can you grow a beard?
No.
Can you grow like partial beard? Like you got to have some hair on your face, right?
I mean, you guys have seen me at
your hairiest,
at the hairiest I've ever grown my beard.
When was that? Recently?
No.
You look like Rickety Cricket when you try to grow your beard.
Rickety Cricket.
Yeah, it's really bad. I'll send you a picture. I'll post a picture of it because
there's
we have a
pills on the
picture
internet that you can get that will grow your beard.
Is there?
And there's like a little.
There's pills that grow your hair and they work.
Yeah. So it's something that you take, and I saw like a little roller that you can roll in your beard. I don't know if that works or not, but
I've never been able to grow a beard, and I'm in my 40s, so I'm just like, you know what?
It's just something you're not pursuing.
Not meant to be.
Yeah, it's not meant to be. Now it's like with my hair on my head, losing that, I was like, I've had this my whole life. I want to keep it.
Keep it. No, I'm right there with you. Absolutely.
But I'll post a picture when this episode comes out for Halloween. Everybody can see my Halloween beard.
Awesome.
It's a picture of us three too. So at a wedding,
a little
at JJ's wedding.
Yep, at JJ's wedding.
I remember.
Okay.
That is a patchy face.
Son of a bitch.
Fucking awful.
Alrighty, well, thanks all for listening, and we hope you have a happy Halloween. For the Jim Joe Steve Show, my name's Joe.
I'm Steve.
I'm Jim.
So we'll talk to you next week.
Trick or treat.